Last year, the management of our plant decided to improve the processes in production to optimize the operation of equipment. We are engaged in production of pharmaceuticals in Smolensk, and we have been on the pharmaceuticals market for more than 20 years. We have various equipment for production of medicines, from granulator up to automatic line for self-adhesive labels. At the general meeting on the development of production, the leading engineer of the analytical laboratory proposed to update the analytical and laboratory equipment. Using analytical equipment, they monitor the readings of moisture level, melting time, transparency, dissolution, hardness parameters, thickness, viscosity, many analytical operations to determine the quality of raw materials, finished products. We conducted on technically obsolete laboratory equipment, which often did not provide indicators of verification. I have been working at the plant as a leading production technologist for 5 years. My management set me a task to find and buy a laboratory mill, which is used to grind various substances in laboratory conditions. I began my search, having clarified in advance the necessary parameters with the leading engineer of the analytical laboratory. He suggested choosing a compact and modern magnetic mill with a capacity of up to 200 grams. The engineer advised me to first contact the manufacturers of the equipment. They provide warranty service, drawings, instruction manuals, and installation of manufactured equipment. I took his advice. I chose one company online in Italy, which produces pharmaceutical equipment. I visited their website and wrote a letter, in which I indicated the desired parameters of the mill. I did not specify a particular device. I wanted to see what they could offer me. A week later I received the answer that they did not have a laboratory mill, but they can develop and produce it, if requested by the end of the year. For us that's a long time, so I decided to try to look for a machine from other manufacturers. I found a company on the internet from Saratov, which produces analytical mills. Called them and asked if they could deliver a lab mill. They replied that they have such a machine. The manager asked for my phone number, and said she would call back in the evening, when she checked with the engineer of her company about the characteristics of the machine. However, she did not call in the evening. I contacted them the next day. The manager said that she had sent a request to the engineering department, and that she would get back to me when she had an answer. This seems strange to me. When do I wait for an answer? How long to wait for an answer? Not a business-like approach to the customer. After a series of failures, I gave up on finding the mill on my own. Then I remembered that at the Forum of Producers of Equipment for the Pharmaceutical Industry in Moscow, I met a specialist who was engaged in selection and supply of laboratory equipment for the production of medicines. I found his business card, and before contacting him I decided to check whether he really specializes in the supply of equipment for the pharmaceutical industry. In order to do this I found his website, and thoroughly studied the information on it. I liked that the website was up to date, with video clips of the equipment, and lots of contacts for communication. I also noticed that the website had been around since 2003. The company had been on the equipment supply market for a long time, and that is a good reason to say that it was successful. I called the manager. He said he remembered me, and was happy to hear from me again. I told him that I was looking for a compact laboratory mill with simple controls. He suggested an appliance option that was popular with customers, and proven in production. I agreed to consider it. The manager emailed me the passport, and instructions for operating the equipment. He also offered to perform a turnkey delivery. I liked the proposed version of the equipment, and I agreed it with the management. A week later we signed a contract for the supply of the mill for the analytical laboratory. A month after signing the contract the manager called me, and told me that the machine was ready, and in a week it would be delivered. The mill was delivered according to the contract 1 month after the contract was signed. The material is loaded from the top. It is necessary to unscrew the lid, and put the material inside the mill. The machine is a knife type. Hammer speed of 2,500 revolutions per minute. Portable, economical and easy to operate machine. The lab engineer, and myself included, were pleased with the proposed mill option. I realized that I had made the right choice of a specialist to supply the equipment. Real professionals pay attention to detail, and I was lucky to find such a person when selecting the equipment.